Hi there YouTube, MissCoveredInPaint here with a new episode of Critique Me Not, featuring the three Zelda goddesses, Farore, Din, and Naruto? No, Nayru? I don't know. Anyway, you can see I have some issues. This girl's face, it's looking like the screen face from that one painting. And then this girl, I'm kind of getting the chin, but not really, and then just checking herself for BO over here, I don't know. So this composition doesn't work for a lot of reasons, but the main reason I don't like it is none of these characters are on the same floor plan perspective. Like, that one's gotta be super tall, this girl's gotta be super short. We gotta try just a whole new thing here. So I went on Google, I looked up, sister poses, because I wanted them to be like, close and friendly and not just like, we're at a club, I found this really cool, like, fashion picture. You could tell it's more of like clothing, fashion kind of thing. And this is me sketching it out from my reference, but then you're gonna see me change it to what I want it to be. And that's kind of like the big thing right now with drawing, is you can be inspired, but it's not encouraged to copy. And so how do you be inspired but not copy? Well, you change it so that it is not like the photo. And so here you see I turned two of the girls slightly so that they are no longer in the same pose as the photo reference, which can be a little dangerous because if you're not following your reference, your anatomy can get wonky. So yeah, you'll see me fix that here. So I'm drawing the first girl. I don't really know who she's gonna be, and then I'm like, oh, it should be Din, because Din's the leader, right? She's the fire, the flame, but or the red. She's like the red Power Ranger, I guess. So I'm drawing her, and I've got her arm coming over here, gonna be on this girl's shoulder, and I'm drawing her toga dress. I just looked up togas or like Greek goddesses outfits, and then I just grabbed dresses I like to save them. Google's your friend. And I'm like finishing up this dress when I realize, oh my gosh, this dress is not for Din. I wanted this dress to be for Nayru. So I'm going back and I'm drawing this character, and this is gonna be Din. So Din's the leader, so she's going to be in front of them all, or on the left. I don't know. They're no lineup. So yeah, it gets confusing here. So Din is the one on the left, and the middle one right now that looks like Din's hair is actually going to be Nayru. The water one that's usually at the end, but now is in the middle. And yeah, I'm pretty much just drawing whatever I want at this point. So I'm making Din a little different in her facial structure so that she doesn't look like a clone with a different hairstyle. And I'm doing that by giving her a different eye shape, and a different nose shape, and a different mouth shape, and a different jaw shape. All of those are interchangeable and can be similar if you just change one feature. So I'm not really, I don't know, I played Ocarina of Time, so in that game, all of the characters, all the goddesses look exactly the same. And if you look up these characters on Google, you'll see different fan art that depending on the storyline, shows them different. And so I'm looking at all of those and taking from what I like and putting it together to make these characters unique, and making them my own. So this isn't an official style or like depiction of these goddesses from Zelda, they're just my own interpretation. I made them each have different hair too. And Nayru here, she's got her hair parted down the middle, and it's usually portrayed as down, long, very straight. And I really like how I did her bangs. I think that gives her more of a spunk and, I don't know, light-hearted, sharp, edgy feel. I don't know. I just liked her bangs. They turned out well. So we're moving on to Farore, and I've already drawn her before on this channel, but this is a different take on her. This is not the same. So you'll see I made her eyes really wide. She's super cute and happy, and so she's got these soft round eyes, a soft round face, and then I just gave her a really simple mouth. And then I've given her these beautiful waves that just give her hair some texture, that make her different from her other sisters who've got like pretty much straight hair. And I made her hair shorter. And yeah, you can see there's just like a real different feel to Farore than her other two sisters. And I tried to give each one of them a unique look and feel, because in reality we're all different people. Although anime seems to make us think otherwise. Alright, so I'm doing the arms. I'm gonna have her holding her arm, which is fun. It's hard to draw hands when you don't have reference. My reference didn't have them in this pose, so it is kind of me making up hands at this point. And you can see I try to block them out, and that really helps with the structure. I definitely recommend blocking shapes and then going over with your second sketch. So now I'm moving on to inking, and this is going to be a really loose inking. And I'm going through and doing the mouth, and I've gotten some things confused with Din here. Her hair, where it is, what it's doing, is not very clear. And so you'll see me struggle and redraw it over and over again. But eventually I get it to where I like it. And then we're doing her collar, and Din's got this cute kind of like two-piece dress. And it's really just got this like collar that's like a robe material or gold material. And then she's got like a belt. But we'll get to the belt later. And yeah, so Din usually has her hair in a ponytail. And then I was like, oh, what if her scrunchie had a Triforce on it? So that way we knew she was like a Zelda land. And yeah, you can see that now that I've toned the line work down, I can kind of see more about how my black inking is not working. So I'm going through now and cleaning it up. You see me add these strokes to the hair. This is really cool. It really doesn't mean anything other than showing shape to the hair. And I definitely enjoy how it looks in the end. It doesn't mean her hair's striped. It just means that she's got strands that are curling away. This is where I've run into some problems with the anatomy. I realize with the composition being so close to the edge here, her hand's gonna get cut off. It's gonna be awkward crop. We have a lot of joints in our hands, so you really just don't crop the hand at the fingers. So then I was like, what if I tuck it under, like she's holding onto her waist? But then it just looks really bad. And she's like, oh, I've got a tummy ache, or oh, I just don't feel well, or I don't want to draw hands. And you never want it to look like you're copping out. So I move her arm up and out so that it's like a purposeful crop. Still a little bit awkward, but you know, whatever. I draw her togo coming down, and then I'm like, oh, her arm will just come down like she's relaxed and it's natural, and it won't feel like she's trying to avoid the edge of the composition. But then I started to realize that I had made her shoulder too short, and that her arm was too crammed into the picture. It'd be over more. And at this point in my head, I'm just freaking out over like, oh my gosh, but then it's gonna be behind the dress, it's gonna be weird, or it's not gonna be there at all, and then it's gonna look like I'm hiding her hand, and it's not like a composition. So here I am just like drawing the hand over and over again, just trying to avoid having to move the arm out. But then I realized anatomically her shoulder needs to come down, and so I did it. Just sucked it up, made it work. And now I'm adding the folds, and I'm looking at her rest reference for that because that's important. Use reference for folds. There's different types of folds. I'm in a rush right now when I'm drawing this, so I'm really just like lines, just draw lines. But it's important when you do folds to not put too many and not make them too thick. Kind of opposite with painting. When you paint them, you want them to be thick, really broad, expressive. But I feel like with inking, you need to be more precise, light with them, not so heavy. Alright, so her arm is behind Nayru's arm. So Din is like tilted, and she's the closest to us, but then Nayru's kind of taken over. And yeah, Nayru's my favorite, so I don't mind her being in the middle. The color blue's always been kind of something I liked. And so I'm going through and I'm drawing her face and her bangs and just making everything sharp and clean. And I really liked how I did Nayru's mouth. It's different than Din's, and so you're going to see me go back and fix that because I really like the minimalistic corners and just like the tip of the mouth as opposed to drawing the whole line. It just gives it a more simple, pretty look, I think. Kind of reminds me of those like overexposed photos where it's like super white and so you don't see like the nose bridge or like any shadows on the face except for like little mouth dots and like nostrils. You know what I'm talking about. Alright, so here's Nayru's dress. It's this togo-esque party dress kind of thing, and I wanted to add this like sleeve that comes from the back and attaches to her wrist, and I really like how it adds kind of more I don't know, it draws the eye around, and it makes the dress not just go straight down. It draws the eye around in a curve. It's very elegant, very pretty. But I have to thicken my lines so that we can see what's overlapping now. I'm adding triangles to her belt to go with her little forehead Triforce. I don't know if that's a sticker or a tattoo, but whatever. She's just got the Triforce on her forehead. what is Nayru? Is she the goddess of wisdom? I want to say she's the goddess of wisdom, so it's like brain power, Triforce. I don't know about Din's Triforce though. Anyway, I made her mouth look like Nayru's, how it's the little corners of her mouth and not a whole straight line. So on to Farore, who I wanted to make very different. I didn't want her to look like her sisters in the terms of a longer face. I want her to be cute and spunky. So I gave her a round face and round eyes and soft lips and beachy waves in her hair. So she's definitely a different character, and I like that about her. Her curls though, I didn't use reference, and I should, because I don't have curly hair, so sometimes it's really hard for me to envision curls and how they function or how to simplify them. But I like the end product, so you'll see me here. I redraw them, and it's just pretty much experimenting with the organic line and the flow of the hair, and it's S-curves, and it's fun, and yeah, just have fun with it. Alright, so I did the collarbone and the neck, and now I'm onto her dress and the folds. Her top is more, I think, cropped and fitted, but it's still a bunch of bunched fabric, so I wanted to show that it wasn't just like hanging, it had more shape. And then she's got this cool band that comes across like a strap, and I was really excited to put the flowers on because that just add a lot different texture from her sisters. And I tried to make each flower really simple because I'm at this point on a really big time crunch, and unique though, so that they didn't just look like I copied and pasted them. But they're really fastly drawn, the line work is really sloppy, but whatever. Moving forward. Then I'm adding her Triforce to her wrist. Originally I was going to do earrings, but then I was like, no, everything's up there, why not bring it down here, it'd be a lot easier, and I was like, okay. But I didn't really focus too much on Nayru's hands. Oh, not Nayru, Farore, whatever her name is. Earth goddess thingy thing. And so her hands are pretty crappy. They're pretty bad. And I apologize in advance. But anyway, so we're working on the folds of her dress, and then I'm like, oh wait, there's more. And then I was like, oh crap, it looks really weird. So I looked at her dress reference. It's a shorter dress, so it's kind of interesting to see how her folds bunch together and drape. And in the end, I feel like even though they're all wearing really flowy bunched fabric, it's unique to each person. So I'm going to go through now and like fix little details and thicken up the lines. I'm adding some continuity with her hair, adding more shape and volume strokes to it. And then I'm going to go through and, I don't know, thicken the strokes so that we can tell for sure what line is over what. So the thicker line in this case is going to be the one that's closer to the front. And so because Nayru is kind of in the middle, she's behind Din and behind Farore, the lines that overlap her need to be thick so we see for sure. And at this point I'm like, I just feel like I'm copying out on Din's hand. So I'm redrawing it here so it's like behind the cloak thing. But because I didn't sketch it out or do an underdrawing, you'll see that I'm like, it's too short, I need to move it. Oh no, her hands, her fingers, ah. The moral of the story is take your time, sketch it out, and then ink it. And I could have chosen to go back and redrawn on the sketch layer so that I had all of this messy stuff already sketched out before I inked it, but I was lazy and in a rush. So yeah, I don't think anything at this point is going to fix what's-her-face's, Farore's hands. Thickening up the lines, and I'm really just enjoying how captivating their faces are because they're looking at camera, and it kind of takes away from how horrible everything else is in the line quality. I'm going back trying to work a miracle here, but it's not. I just have to give up. I'm like, this is just bad hand. I need reference. Reference is good. Use it. Okay, so here's the before and the after. You can see big changes. All of them were looking off in different directions. They were on different perspective levels. Their faces were pizzas. And then here we have, you know, a big, big difference. 12 years. 12 years of drawing. You can do it too. Thanks for watching, you guys. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next week with a new video. Bye!